Trey White is back to himself per the reports coming out of Buffalo Bills OTAs. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and everyone coming back to Bills Mafia here. We had to discuss why I believe the Buffalo Bills could potentially be better on paper in 2023 versus last year in 2022. Welcome to my channel here. We got to discuss it. Von Miller, Trey White have not really played together. As soon as Trey White came back last year, knowing that he was not fully himself, putting himself out there, Von Miller goes down on Thanksgiving with an ACL tear. So we really have not yet been able to see what Von Miller, Trey White in a full healthy defense is going to present for Bills Mafia here. And you really take a look at everything that unfolded last year. The Buffalo Bills are fully prepared for freaking every obstacle that can come our way heading into 2023. You know, you consider these coaches too, right? This Buffalo Bills, no one's talking about this, but the Buffalo Bills went into 2022 with a new offensive line coach, a new quarterback coach, and a new offensive coordinator. Ken Dorsey, Joe Brady, and Aaron Kromer, huge pieces to this offense, were all brand new faces for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in 2022. Therefore, under a full season and off season, getting to know our players and themselves, I think Joe Brady, Aaron Kromer, and Ken Dorsey are going to be much better in year two for the Buffalo Bills. So if you're jotting notes down on paper, it's clear as day that our OC, our offensive coordinator, our offensive line coach, and quarterback coach are clearly going to be better for the Buffalo Bills. And then what else did the Buffalo Bills do in transition from 2022? Right? We had Gabe Davis assume a full-time wide receiver role for the Buffalo Bills. The first time he was ever tasked to do that heavily for Bills Mafia here, and he gets hurt earlier in the season. Really wasn't himself. We had to find other ways to find other options for Josh Allen. We had Jamison Crowder. What happens with Jamison Crowder, a free agent signing that we had? He goes down with an injury earlier in the year, and we were just unable to utilize him. And then we learned that Isaiah McKenzie clearly was not progressing good enough to do both, right? To consolidate things in that slot position. And then Khalil Shakir, a rookie. How much could we depend on a rookie wide receiver? You know, with not playing against top-notch competition, then Khalil Shakir being another rookie last year, coming into another offseason and having a full season under his belt, Khalil Shakir is definitely going to be himself, a best version of himself for 2023. And I think it's important for Khalil Shakir to have an early, fast start for the Buffalo Bills and to get guys like Deontay Hardy, Trent Sherfield up to speed in this offense because they are new in this scheme. But you take a look, right? Jamison Crowder new last year. Deontay Hardy, Trent Sherfield. You know, I feel like very, very same, especially if they just stay healthy all season long, clearly will be better than Jamison Crowder for the Bills. And then Dawson Knox dealing with his offseason issues before the start of 2022, the loss of his brother. And I think that was disturbing. And it obviously took him away from football for a little bit. This year, I think Dawson Knox is fully focused on himself. Hopefully nothing crazy happens here and it doesn't disrupt training camp or anything like it did last year. But I really believe Dawson Knox and rookie Dalton Kincaid are just going to really, really help expand this offense for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, knowing that he wants to protect himself, working on himself, saying this is the most focused that he's ever been. I really believe, you know, this offense is just going to be dominant. And you consider moving on from Devin Singletary. Now we have Damian Harris. We all know as Bills fans what Damian Harris has done to Bills Mafia. It's just unbelievable feel of the defense, could slice and dice, but still physical enough to take away from some of those blows from Josh Allen, giving that ball to Damian Harris in the red zone and the goal line situations there, and Latavius Murray. Then you got James Cook, Nyheim Hines progressing. Nyheim Hines traded for during the season last year, had to learn this playbook. Now, full season, off season, Nyheim Hines is going to be the best version of himself. This is just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, you really think about 2022 and how hyped up the national media was and how hyped up Bills fans were, mainly because of the signing of Von Miller. But really, Von Miller goes down on Thanksgiving. Trey White comes back on Thanksgiving, and we had to deal with Micah Hyde being out at that point because of the neck injury. And I know the big loss here, getting onto defense, is Tremaine Edmonds. We did get back Jordan Poyer, but what was the big loss this offseason for the Buffalo Bills? It was Tremaine Edmonds. But really, we have to understand ourselves and understand what we're starting to transition to. And I think Tremaine Edmonds is a great linebacker for a specific team and what they're trying to do. But we've kind of transitioned away from needing a big, fuller, long, lanky middle linebacker that maybe isn't as good in pass coverage, because now Josh Allen, Tremaine Edmonds being drafted the same year, Josh Allen, this offense has progressed to the point where we run up that score. We know opposing teams are probably going to have to pass it against us. It's advantageous for the Buffalo Bills to have a pass coverage middle linebacker, 2 matchup coverage linebackers per Bobby Babbage, who is also in year 2 of being this linebacker coach for the Buffalo Bills. Yes, previously a safety coach, but last year was the first season he was a linebacker coach for this defense, and he said that he has learned a lot going into this year, understanding what is needed. And I really believe bringing in a guy like Al Holcomb, an ex-linebacker coach for Sean McDermott with the Carolina Panthers, now just coming in as an extra voice, a defensive assistant, is absolutely huge. Now, Leslie Frazier is a big loss for the Buffalo Bills, and the loss that it hurts the most, I think, is for our rookies. Being an influential aspect there for Dorian Williams, right? And I believe Leslie Frazier is excellent in fundamentals, getting rookies up to speed very fast in the NFL. So I think that is ultimately going to hurt our rookies. But just consider what we have here with that middle linebacker spot. Tyrell Dodson being here since 2020. Bernard, Balin Spector, right? Being a year under their belts here, being with Sean McDermott. AJ Klein coming from Carolina, the experienced veteran. So we have such a different mixed bag of athletes at the middle linebacker, and it's just going to be a tough-nosed competition, bringing out what Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills are all about, that blue-collar DNA. Who wants it most here in Buffalo? You have the best opportunity in the NFL, surrounded by talent. This could very well be the first time that we see a healthy defense in 2023 with Von Miller, Trey White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Dane Jackson, Kyer Elam, Christian Benford, Taron Johnson, Matt Milano, and this entire defensive line are going to be swarming all over teams here in 2023. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit like, subscribe for future content. Appreciate every single one of you. Go Bills.